Welcome back to Edgework, part of the Hammer Betting Network, presented by FanDuel. I'm Zack Phillips, joined by Alex Moretto and So Money here to break down tonight's games, recap what happened last night, tee up a little bit throughout the week, answer your questions in the chat, give out an anytime goal scorer parlay, and of course discuss how great of a night we had last night and how, Moretto, we were so close to perfect until the all-time no-no took place in the Edgework group chat last night.
We were looking at an incredible night. I'm following that under in Edmonton, Columbus, and Columbus scores a couple meaningless goals to make it 6-0. I'm like, oh boy. All right, I'm a little bit nervous. We're gonna have to sweat this one out. We get to like a minute and a half left in the game, a minute left in the game. Columbus takes a penalty. So Edmonton's going on to the power play. We get a message in our Edgework group chat from Albert. Can't say I had 6-0 Columbus as my prediction for that game. I'm like, dude, the game is not over. Why are you? And then, of course, Edmonton scores, and he completely sewers what would have been a perfect night. You might not see him on the show for the next month. We'll see. We'll see how long it takes for us to forgive him. But just a massive no-no. And then he comes on and he's like, oh, you think I have that much power over NHL games? You know, like, that's not how you understand how this stuff works. It has nothing to do with your power over NHL games. You have plenty of power over cursing our bets. And that's exactly what he did. He wasn't even on that. So even worse is that he's just doing it to sewer me, not even to sewer himself.
The show.
Disgusting. Honestly, disgusting. Couldn't even sleep last night. I was just stewing over it.
And then he tried to defend it after and say, oh, no, there was like, that's not on me. That's not on me. So Money, that's a no-no. That's a clear no-no, is it not?
Absolutely. I mean, I like to see both sides, and like I'm very even-keeled in most situations. But even on this one, I was like, man, you really fucked this up, bro. Like, that's I really can't defend that.
So just for also, so you guys know, like, I have the main TV here I have is usually like pretty much on time or like up to date with what's going on. Like it's in real time for the most part, slightly behind sometimes. The other TVs that I have are behind. It's just, there's nothing I can do about it. I had that game bouncing back and forth. It was 6-0. Albert sends the text. Basically, as the text hits my phone, goal. I was like, whoa, what just happened there? Because I wasn't just like paying attention as much, like as intensely as I maybe should have been. And I was like, holy shit, what just happened? He just ruined it like that. So
and then he says like, oh, you don't think if I had this much power over games, I would say like the opposite and just bet the over, bet the opposite side of what I'm saying. I'm like, dude, it doesn't work that way. It has to come from the heart. You have to mean it. You can't just fake say something and then get it to go over or get it to go under to win your bet. Like, how long have you been doing this for? That's just, we have so much to teach him, honestly.
It's really disgusting behavior.
Yeah.
Albert's out of control. It is. We'll try to teach him here. You guys in the chat can get on him and teach him there as well. But we'll get into today's games, give out best bets. You guys send yours in the chat, ask questions for anything you've got. We'll go through a similar style to how we did yesterday. If you were here with us for yesterday's show, we kind of went through them a little bit quicker just because there's a little bit more on the schedules right now. So go through those. If you got a bet, you got a bet. If you don't, we can move on. And if you guys have questions in the chat, feel free to send them. We'll try to answer them. If there's stuff we got to do, we'll go back to those as well. But before we can get into any of that, I want to remind you guys, the NHL is back, and FanDuel is bringing you more action than ever because everyone knows hockey just hits different. Load up a power play with the hottest same-game parlays found on the Parlay Hub. Lace them up, follow your bets, the player prop tracking, or bet on the fly with the Pulse. The hunt for the cup starts here. You can get more from the NHL with FanDuel, North America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can kick off the season with $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Just place any $5 bet and you'll get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Disclaimer, please play responsibly. You must be 19 plus and physically located in Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-866-531-2600. Well, it's 1-866-531-2600 or visit connexontario.ca. All right, you guys see this right now in the chat already as well. These guys are firing anytime goal scorers in there. We'll have a
they got a taste after last night. We got close last night. We got close last night. Well, not close, but I mean, we didn't go over, which is great. You know, we actually hit a couple of them. Michelli one was a great call, but he's Middlestat got one. Obviously, can't rely on that to do anything for us. We got we had a chance. Stamkos was buzzing around in overtime. It was a decent one. Got a little
yesterday was pretty good. Yeah. Yes, it was. It was pretty good yesterday. And also, I'm looking over at FanDuel. This is a hilarious staggered start time. I don't know if you guys have seen this either, but just take a look here right now what we got. So it says 7:08 first puck drop, 7:09 first puck drop, 7:10, 7:11, 7:12. Oh, the NHL staggering the games here tonight,
the thing with those two is the thing with the NHL is the start times are merely just suggestions. They don't actually start when they're supposed to start. It's just the puck drops when they feel like it.
Yeah.
It says 7:11. It could be 7:04. It could be 7:18. Like, I have no idea what time these games ever start.
Are those start times real though? Like is that from the NHL?
I don't know. It's not on the NHL website. Doesn't list them that way.
No. But FanDuel is usually pretty good at accounting for the fact that they actually do not start at the right times. Like if you go and look at the NHL schedule and it says 7, FanDuel will say 7:10 because you can bet pregame basically until 7:10 because that's when the real puck drop is, which is kind of a nice factor as well. You'd be sitting there, find out information in the pregame or something, want to go do something with player props or anything like that. You've got the 10 minutes of actual time that actually does count in that. So
the NHL listing games as 7 on their website too is a joke. Not a game is never. They don't even start the anthems at 7. Like at least MLB, like on their official site, they have like first pitch is at this exact time. The same thing NFL, like all these leagues do it properly. NHL is just they're just winging it.
Willy-nilly. Yep. Yeah. That's what they do. Let's get to tonight's games. Let's start with Minnesota-Pittsburgh here. The Wild on the road against the Penguins. Minnesota -126. The Pens +105. Total of 6.5 here, +104 to the over. Moretto, go to you first. Any thoughts on this game? Any bets for us?
This is a tough one because everything shouts like beyond Minnesota here. I mean, I'm not going to do it. I haven't quite done it. I haven't gotten involved anywhere in this game. It's the Pens are still a shit show defensively, but like the Wild are the exact opposite. So in terms of total, like these are completely contrasting styles. Is it going to morph into a run and gun game and, you know, back and forth with like trading a bunch of chances at each end, like Pittsburgh probably wants to get into, or they have been getting into, maybe, or will Minnesota just shut it down and kind of allow very little, and they aren't the team to take advantage of Pittsburgh's defensive inefficiencies? I don't really know. I don't have anything there on the total. Can't at all get behind the Pens right now. They're just, I don't know. Like I'm worried they've kind of quit on Sullivan. Things are just a mess in Pittsburgh. But that's also kind of baked in here a little bit. So it would be Minnesota or nothing, but it is nothing for me.
Yeah, one of my buddies is a diehard Penguins fan. And he was like, every so many years, Crosby does this thing where you can tell he's checked out on a coach.
Yeah,
he's not going to quit on the guy, but you could tell it just body language. It's like this shut down from what's going on, and he's like, we're seeing it, like it's happening right now in real time. So it's kind of one of those
Dubas absolutely gutted that Keefe got another job this offseason. He's not just sitting there waiting. I think if Keefe was available, Sully would already be fired and Keefe would be on his way in.
Yeah, potentially. Albert still doesn't understand the conversation that happens with that. So
Albert still doesn't understand what he did last night. So
So, Money, do you have any bets for us in this game?
I really want to get on Wild. Pens are just so bad. We saw them firsthand on Saturday night. They're just bad. They can't play any defense. They had control of that game against the Canucks, and then it's like, well, look, there's some money coming in on Pittsburgh. So let's circle back to this. We will because so let's look at the range that I want the Wild first, right? I want to get the Wild into the below -115 range, right? Right now it's not there. but I do see some money coming to the market on Pittsburgh right now. So if it does get a little bit more, I'd be okay playing the Wild. They've been playing well. I'm not going to get on them about that game in Philadelphia. It was early game in Philly, and that game just kind of got away from them. So and like that was a Philadelphia team that really came out wanting to assert themselves at home as well. So I'm not gonna ding the Wild that much for that. I do like them here. I think Pittsburgh is a mess. All the reasons that you guys were saying. So let's keep an eye on this. I do like the Wild. It is. I'm watching it right now. It is slowly getting into rain. So, yeah, let's just give it a little bit here.
I will have my eyes on other things here, so you guys just tell me if it needs to be something we need to go back to, and then we will circle back, as so many said. And if you haven't already, check out Circle Back. It is available as of this morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time. If you've been under a rock for gambling Twitter and what's been going on there has been some crypto developments in the space that were discussed on the episode that came out this morning. So make sure to check that out over on Circles Off podcast, YouTube, however you want to consume that content. But did come out there.
Many people are saying that this is going to be the most watched episode in our betting space. So I would tune in.
I would hope so.
Many people are saying that.
Not to give away what's going on in our other work group chat here, but I think Taylor Mathis herself has watched the episode this morning. So yeah, just something to monitor here. Maybe something more comes of that.
Yeah. Also, just briefly, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Marc-Andre Fleury is the best. Yesterday, he was practicing at the Pens facility with the Wild. They're skating off the ice, and he hopped on with the Pens players to go out and take shots with the kids while they were kids. They're probably teenagers, but coming on the ice after. I thought this was just a super, super cool moment there by Fleury.
He's awesome.
The guy's just the absolute
He's
best.
He's enjoying his last year in the league.
Fleury's the best.
He is the best. All right, let's keep going. Next game on the schedule, Flyers, Bruins. Philly on the road here tonight. Boston, minus 210. The Flyers, plus 172. 5.5 on FanDuel yet again. Minus 140. Yet again, a situation I would assume there's going to be some sixes out there. Probably mostly a lot of sixes based on where we see the number at 5.5 right now.
Plus money 6 too.
There you go. Plus money 6 as well. So money, what are your thoughts on this one? Or do you have any involvement?
Yeah, so I bet the under here. A lot of it comes down to the way that both teams are playing to play. Philadelphia, they've played three games now where it's ended up being high scoring games, but the games have not necessarily been high event games, right? And going back to why that's happening, it's really clear to see. Right. So besides that first game against the Canucks, where Urson was actually pretty good, every single game after that they've gotten a below average goaltending performance, and some of them have been well below average. So now you could look at it and say that that's going to continue. I look at it and say that these are NHL goaltenders, and all of them are having below average performances every game. That's not going to continue for the whole team, right? So I do expect that to start turning around at some point. I'm hoping that it's tonight. Yeah, in terms of the way that they want to play this game, we can see from their defensive metrics right now, Flyers are perfectly fine and wanting to play low event games. They're just not getting the goaltending. Mm-hmm. So I would expect that to turn around. Offensively, they are generating a little bit more than they did last year, but I don't think they want to. I don't think either team wants to get into a skating game here. So I do expect I do expect low event hockey, and I'm hoping that we get some sort of semblance of NHL caliber goaltending. And with the plus money 6, that's something that I'm willing to pay for.
Okay, so as we see here, trying to see what I got for that. So money for you. Okay, I got minus 102. That's the only thing right now.
That's fine. Hit me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even the minus 105s I would take too.
Yeah.
Okay. Minus 105s out there, minus 102s. In that range, we will track this one as well. Moretto, are you on this as well?
Yeah, this is a double best bet. He pretty much summed it up perfectly. It's tough to stomach Flyers unders, I guess, with their goaltending, but like again, like you said, that has to regress to the mean a little bit. They're especially with Urson. Like Urson has a track record of being a lot better than this. I know he faded down the stretch last year, but like that was just workload, rookie, all that sort of stuff. I do think he's better than he's shown so far. Regardless, I don't think the Bruins are the team to take advantage. Both of these teams very much want to play low event hockey because they don't have the offense. They don't have the scoring. These are low volume offenses, teams that can play suffocating good defense. It's hard to see the Flyers getting much of anything going here. They just haven't been able to generate whatsoever. And when they do tonight, they're still going to have to beat Swayman. So yeah, as long as we don't get like a Stuart Skinner-esque performance like we got last night from him, where there's like 5 goals on like 8 shots, I think we'll be okay here with anything under 6.
Okay. I got us a minus 103. I think
Perfect.
that's a fair spot to be in. So minus 103. Keep liking the stream. It's only about 25% of you who have liked it right now who are watching. So make sure to keep hitting that like button. Let's keep moving on here to the next game.
I do see this too. So money, if you're interested, there is a minus 108 that's floating around.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. If we're able to get under that, around that range, like I think we should go ahead and lock it in.
I can do minus 114 on BetStamp.
I think it might still keep coming down a little bit from there.
Yeah,
You want me to just keep waiting?
Yeah. I'm really price sensitive on this one, so let's just wait a bit.
Yeah, that's no issue. I just also want to make sure that we give out ones that are verifiable here. Per BetStamp. So minus 114. Keep moving through this games here. Blues, Sens. Next up on the schedule, Blues plus 126. The Sens minus 152. Moretto, these are two teams you are not high on. How do you evaluate this game tonight?
Yeah, I don't want to get involved. I'm sure the Sens will keep getting a little bit more market support. They've been getting market support every game pretty much this season. Market really seems to like them. There's that one group that's in on them pretty consistently here. So they've taken a little money. I wouldn't be surprised if they take a little bit more money. I just, as much as like maybe I'm down to fade Ottawa, the Blues are definitely not the team I want to do that with. So nothing there. In terms of the total, I think the Blues are still a dead under team, even though maybe the results haven't necessarily been going that way for them lately. I think some misleading score lines, but Ottawa, I've been on some unders. They've gone well. Sunday night's under, though, did not go well. That got away from us late. That was disgusting against Colorado. And they honestly have been in the last few games, and I think it's more matchup dependent, but they have been dragged into a bit more run and gun and back and forth games. I do think they want to get back to more of a defensive style under Travis Green and, lean on that young D-core and Shabbat and Sanderson and stuff and play more low event games. But yeah, I just need to see it again from them before I get on an under here. So I got nothing in this one.
Okay, nothing for you. So money, do you have anything?
I do, and I'm going to go ahead with the under here. I agree with everything Alex said. The only thing that I'll mention too is that we know Ottawa wants to play good defensive hockey. That's been Travis Green's MO, and that's just the way that he wants to set up his teams. Ottawa has been doing that for the most part. It did get away from them a little bit against Colorado. But then you look at that game deeper, and sorry, Alex, I have to bring this up, but that game was a dead under game, right? Even though Ottawa was giving up a lot of chances, that should be expected against Colorado. But the way that game was playing out, it was a dead under game that just blew up at the end. And I think that we can expect a game like Colorado to kind of be the outlier for a team that does want to essentially play defensive hockey. So I think I'm confident that Ottawa gets back to that. We have the Allmark confirmation, which does make it better. And for the Blues, I mean, like, they have their games here and there where they generate a lot of chances. Like, surprisingly, they did that against the Jets.
Oh,
We got him back.
So did I cut out?
yeah,
Just
you
for a
froze
sec,
there
you're
just for a
back.
second.
Yeah, so like they did have a game where they generated a lot of chances against the Jets, but that game still ended 3-2. So even when they are generating, they're still not able to finish. And they do have some injury concerns as well. So I have played the under. I'm not sure if we can still get 6.5, but a plus money 6 would be great too.
Okay, so right now I see there is some plus money on sixes. Those are not necessarily wide. There's a minus 101 on a six, under six that is available. There's minus 120s on the 6.5. You prefer this?
Minus 120 on the 6.5 or minus 101 on the 6.
Yeah.
You got to go with that minus 120.
It's available enough, in my opinion.
Sorry?
It's available enough, the minus 120.
Okay, let's do the minus 120 on the 6.5.
Okay, we'll do that.
I do agree with this play. You're probably going to end up getting me on it by the end of this because I really did want to pull the trigger here, and you're right. It is kind of matchup dependent for Ottawa. Like you'd expect that against the Colorado game, and even that Utah game that was a little bit more back and forth. That was just they allowed a lot because they were down. They were up 4-0 early, right? They got up 4-0. They shouldn't have scored those 4 goals, and then Utah starts pouring it on, and obviously they're going to give up chances at that point when they're defending a 4-0 lead. So, yeah, I think doing a deeper dive into this, I'm gonna join you. I am gonna join you after all. That's just I was on the ledge. I just needed a little push. I needed to see you take the jump, and yeah, you talked me into it.
Still monitoring movement in the Wild game. I'm seeing down to like minus 110 out there, minus 111. FanDuel obviously now has moved to minus 115 on Minnesota. You guys just tell me if you want to jump in, but I'm just kind of letting people know where I'm seeing some of this stuff move as of right now. So lock in under 6.5, minus 120. Oh my God. Albert, if you need a reason to not play it, remember I texted you Blues under last night.
This guy.
He also said he also texted me, we are all Blues. And I was like, no, we are not all Blues. I am not a Blue, actually.
After that bullshit he pulled last night, we have the Blues, but that's it. Garbage play by Albert. Keep going here. Kraken Habs.
Yes, let's get to this game right now because they're just taking some real money, the Kraken.
Okay. Kraken minus 160, Habs plus 132. Total of 5.5 on FanDuel, minus 138 to the over right now. Moretto, thoughts on this one?
Yeah, plus 132. No.
Oh. Knish Mike situation.
You hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
I was literally getting a telegram call from Knish actually there, and that's why I was like, I started hearing the ring. I was like, what the hell? But yeah, okay. So Kraken are taking a ton of money right now. That FanDuel price will shoot up on the Habs, and that is at a point where there's like plus 160, high plus 150s. That's where I want to get involved. I want anything like anything really plus 150 or better. But if you can get me one of those, like there's a plus 160 out there, plus 150s are fine. But I do think it'll still drift a little bit because basically the Habs have been getting faded every single game. If you're going to bet the Habs, you might as well wait as long as you can. There's no point getting involved in them in the mornings. Even when they do get some market support, like I know we were both, like Somani and I were both on them on the weekend on Saturday, it still drifts back a little bit. Like they're never going to get bet to a point where they're out of range. At least they haven't yet. And until I see it, I'm willing to consistently wait on these. So I don't think you're in a rush to get this Montreal bet in for the sake of the show that we're on it right now. We can go ahead and lock that in for me. I have 2 bets in this game because I also have the over 6.
Okay.
minus 110 or better. I'm basically all in on this game here, so I'm sure that'll go well. But yeah, Slav is skating. Slavkovsky should be back tonight, which is a big boost for Montreal that has been somewhat of a one-line team. That one line has been on fire, but the Evans line has been contributing some offense as well. Defensive, they've been really good. Seattle's been very sloppy defensively. In terms of the over, like they've been sloppy defensively, and the Habs have tightened things up a little bit by their standards over the weekend, but like that's coming down from like an insane baseline where they were giving up a ton. So they still are giving up a lot. They found consistent offense this year though. And honestly, the Kraken have just been brutal. Like Montreal matchup dependent against bad teams. They're playing really good hockey still. They're obviously a bit outclassed against the likes of the Rangers and stuff like that. They've had some really bad games against good teams that are bringing down their overall numbers. But in the right matchup, they're playing really well on home ice here. Slavkovsky back. I just haven't seen it at all from the Kraken. I think they're still completely overvalued. And until I see them get on their game a little bit, they're not able to generate any sort of offense. I think for the sake of the over here, they should against the Montreal defense, but I think Montreal will be able to get a ton going against the Seattle defense that has been, really poor so far. So yeah, at this price, give me Montreal, give me the over. I think both are a little bit mispriced here.
Over 6 minus 109. Good.
Sure. Perfect. Yep.
All right. So Money, anything to add for this one?
Yeah, I do. Can we go back to the Wild game, please?
Yep. Yes, we can.
Let's go ahead and lock in the Wild.
Okay. Minus 111.
That's good.
Okay, good. Minus 111 Wild. So I've got 3 here that I'm gonna go in. Okay, so we got Wilds minus 111. So Money, Moretto, are you on that one too? There is that
no,
just
I'm not. I'm just staying away from
okay.
This game. Yeah.
We've got Kraken Habs over 6 minus 109, and we have Habs money line.
Yeah. Sorry guys, I'm just there's a lot going on right now. So,
hey, there's a lot. Yeah, the market's
figured.
Getting obliterated right now everywhere. So do what you gotta do.
It is a pattern now that which is good because it gave us the price that we needed on the Wild without any news that wasn't known. We knew Fleury was starting tonight, so yeah. And anyways, so Wild are good. Seattle Montreal game. So Alex touched on it. We did bet we did bet Montreal on Saturday. I bet them again on Sunday, just because as Moretto mentioned, they're getting bet against every game, right? And I feel the same way about this one against Seattle that I did against the Flyers. In what world is Seattle at this number right now, right? Like
I can't believe it.
It just doesn't make sense to me. So I'm good with Montreal, and it's just based on the price. Like I don't know why. This is one of those situations where are looking at the market moving. We don't understand the move. There's no news, so it's someone betting their opinion into the market, which again is totally fine. But it creates an opportunity for us. So this Habs opportunity just opened up, just like the Wild opportunity opened up for us earlier. So we'll go ahead. I'll be half unit on Montreal. But yeah, I will join Alex there too.
We are bouncing around right now, just kind of between some of the games of some of the news and movement and games and stuff right now. But as we kind of locked in that Wild one, there's a question that gets sent by Matthew. Interesting one I want to pose to you guys. Matthew says, guys, thoughts on the over in Wild Pens? If money is coming in on Pitt, does that not assume goals since Pitt can't defend? So Money, I saw you nodding there.
So the first question, I kind of like the over, but I think that if I like Minnesota in this game, then that means I believe that Minnesota is going to dictate this game, which means that they're not going to want to let this game get out of hand with Pittsburgh. It's going to be a very controlled game. After that game against Philadelphia, I think they're going to try to get back to the way they want to play. So it'll be a very controlled game. Money coming in to the market on Pittsburgh. that's a little bit of a different story because we're still trying to understand um, everything that's happening in the market these days, especially at this time with the NHL. So I can't base anything on the market movement right now because there was, again, the move on Pittsburgh. It was not news related. So that's something that I'm just going to keep an eye on. So the first part of the question, over makes sense, except that I there's some conflicting thoughts here because of the way that Minnesota wants to play this game. Um, but I wouldn't look too much into the market money that came in on Pittsburgh because I can't get ahead of that right now.
Makes sense. Yeah, there you go, Matthew. Appreciate that insight. I don't know, Moretto, anything to add?
No, sorry, I was trying to like make 3 bets while I was
You
just
guys are
betting
good. You're
while
good.
he
You're
was
good.
talking.
I understand.
So I missed a lot of what he said, but I don't want to overlap too much. So just in case,
Yeah.
I'll keep this very brief. I think in terms of the over in that game, if you like the Wild, the expectation is that the Wild will be able to play their brand of hockey and sort of shut things down in this game and not let the Pittsburgh drag them into that pond hockey type game. So I think if you like the Wild, it's not necessarily conducive with an over. If you like the Pens, then yeah, I think Pens money's coming in. So if you trust the market and trust the money that's coming in, then sure, then maybe you can get in on an over here. That's maybe the way to do it. But if you disagree with the money, then I don't think you would like it over either.
There you go. That is a perfect.
Is that what somebody did? I just repeat everything
part.
he said? Okay, my bad.
No, but
I'll listen.
yeah,
I'll listen next time.
No, you're good. I completely understand what you guys are doing as well, so you're all good. I just wanted to make sure I gave you an opportunity if you wanted to say something or add anything. Let's keep going. Ducks Islanders. The Ducks plus 202. The Islanders minus 250. Total of 5.5 on FanDuel. Minus 130 to the over. Plus 106 to the under. Anything you got for us here, So Money?
Yeah. So one of those days where just like just firing away on everything here. It's just like opening up. I played the under here. So we're looking 5.5 plus money.
Yeah, 5.5 plus 106 on FanDuel right now.
There's also six minus 120 painted across the rest of the market for the most part.
Yeah. So I'm good with 6 minus 120. Couple of thoughts here. The Islanders. So the last couple of games, they did get into a high scoring game. One of those was at New Jersey, which was an overtime game, kind of a weird game, and then against Florida, that game ended up 6-3, but I didn't score that as a 6-3 game. So the Islanders are playing the way that we expected under Patrick Waugh. They are tightening it up. They are a good defensive team. Sorokin is going to be in net tonight, and he does have better numbers this year than Varlamov. So I think. Sorry, just reading the comment from Ecole there. So like I do think that that the Islanders brand of hockey, they do want to play an under style. Anaheim's a little bit of a different beast here for me because early in the season they started out not being able to play defense at all. Since then they have started trying to tighten up, right? So like from trying to, yeah. So like, but I do see the effort there, and the effort counts, right? So, But I do think that Anaheim does want to try to tighten it up, and I think that the Islanders win this game, which means that it's going to be played in their terms, and in that situation, I do like I do like the under here. So we will go with that. And we're not going to see Reimer and Ned either. So that's going to be.
Yeah, he just started on Sunday. Yeah.
Optimus Rhyme. So under 6 minus 120 we add here, courtesy of So Money. Moretto, anything to add for your Isles?
I agree with the play. I didn't bet it myself. I agree with the money that it's taken. I agree with the side for sure. Just gonna have a little FOMO here and watch it finish. 3-1 Isles. I'll play slight devil's advocate. My concern here was the fact that I do think the Ducks are still a mess defensively. Like they're giving up a lot. And I had the over in the game on Sunday. A lot of that was also down to Reimer starting against the Devils, but I do feel a little bit fortunate to get that home because the Ducks weren't able to generate anything either. So I think, maybe that plays into this under as well, where like the Ducks are giving up a ton, but they can't generate any sort of offense. And against bad teams, the Isles are very good defensively still. They maybe get dragged into some like higher event games against some very good teams, which is to be expected. But yeah, I think that the way that this matchup sort of plays out, it does lend itself to an under. And I mean, just all that stuff aside, getting Dostal and Sorokin is basically like you can't do anything but bet an under in that. That's a great goaltending matchup. Dostal's been unreal so far, and Sorokin's obviously great. So yeah, I think everything does point towards an under here for sure. I just man, that Ducks defense is terrifying.
I'm currently getting a ton of messages, by the way, about the Circle Back show from this morning that was released. So after this Edgework show today, when you get an opportunity, go back, check that out because it's a good one. And we're getting a lot of feedback as of right now. That's kind of what's happening on the side for myself. These guys are looking at bets. I'm getting 100 messages about the show. Next game here, Albert's Rangers and the Washington Capitals. Rangers minus 146 on the road. The Caps plus 122 and a total of 5.5, minus 130 to the over here on FanDuel. Moretto, back to you. What do you have for this game, if anything, tonight?
Yeah, I don't. Man, I really do want to start getting involved with some Washington games. I really like the way they're playing. Really like Carberry as a coach. This is very, very, very much a bet on team for me. And honestly, like I'm really close to betting them here in this game too. It's possible I'll end up that way. The Rangers have taken a little bit of money. Like it's just creeping towards the Rangers a little bit this morning. If they can take a nice bet and we can get a slightly better price, I think I'll be in on Washington here. Haven't done it yet. It's just tough because, like, as much as I want to be on Washington, I don't want to get in front of this Rangers train right now because they're just playing so well at the moment. Unless they're playing a real hockey team, they have had a pretty easy schedule. I will say that they've been outclassed a little bit against some of the better teams they played. But yeah, I just probably gonna end up sitting this one out and regretting it because I do really like the Washington side here.
So, Money, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm just I'm a little choked that I didn't recognize this Caps team earlier in the season. Mm-hmm. But I am close to Washington here. I haven't played it yet. And again, just to echo Moretto's sentiments here, Rangers are playing very well, and they're not a team that I necessarily want to step in front of at this moment. They're playing well, and they're getting results for the most part as well. So I will pass on this game, but going forward, there's going to be plenty of opportunity for Washington because they're still being undervalued in the market. So we will be on Washington going forward, but I just can't get there tonight.
Washington loss tonight would be ideal, honestly. Hopefully they lose and play well, and we still get these good prices.
I want to just bring this up quickly here because it is being mentioned a bunch. Connor, Charles, we're all Carberry. Connor saying just bet Carberry to win Jack Adams. Have you guys added or double dipped into anything? Carberry currently sitting 13-1 to win the Jack Adams right now.
I like it.
Can you scroll down there a little bit too for me and find show more? I want to see where's Jared Bednar. Avs Bednar.
Yeah.
50-1. Honestly, I think that's worth a bet. I was just looking this morning, not at the odds, but I was looking at like the injury. Ross Colton is now out as well. He's going to miss some time. He blocked a shot last night. This team has been just decimated. Like you talk Landeskog, Nichushkin, Lehkonen, Drouin, now Colton. Like I don't know if they're still playing great hockey. They're still winning games. Obviously, they did not win the game last night. That was Joey Pucks gave them out on Hit the Books at minus 180. Good job. But they're winning games. They're playing great hockey. Like they can easily still stay in this divisional race if they can get. I think a Noonan will take over in net for them kind of full time. I really do like him. if they are able to stay in and then like have a strong second half, given all the injuries, and like maybe compete for this division or like finish top 2, like he'll be in the mix. What he's doing with this team right now, given basically like look at some of the faces that are in that forward group right now. Like it's bad. I mean, they're just, man, it's crazy that they're staying in this right now. So I don't know. I think Bednar's worth a little bit of a look, just given the situation here. It'll be tough for him to win it because they probably do have to win the division, just given the expectations. But like maybe voters sympathize with the injuries and stuff, and they're able to stay in this race, and he gets there. But I think at 50-1, that's a little bit mispriced.
Okay, just taking a look at the markets that we've got up there, just kind of turning around and seeing what we can find else out there that might be worth dipping into. If you guys want to add stuff to the sheet, you guys just let me know. We can do so at any point, but just wanted to bring that up because the chat was all gung-ho about Carberry futures and some Caps futures and all that kind of stuff. Let's keep going here. Kings Sharks, final game of the night on the schedule. We've got the Kings minus 275, the Sharks plus 220, total of 5.5 minus 134 to the over right now. Moretto, back to you. Any thoughts on this one?
Sharks Kings. Yeah, I do, and I think I'm gonna. Who are we gonna get in net here? Is the thing. That's a little bit. Just trying to pull it up here. That's the only thing gives me a little bit of pause, but I do like the under here. It's tough because we have the Kings in the first half of a back-to-back and the Sharks in the second half of a back-to-back. So like the goaltending situation is a little bit of a mess. I know I was on the Sharks over last night, but I think the Sharks are sort of matchup dependent in terms of these totals. And last night was against a Utah team that's going to want to play that sort of run and gun and back and forth. And that's exactly what happened. And the Utah gave up a ton in that game. LA defensively is like leagues above what Utah is. Obviously Utah without Jersey too, that makes a big difference. LA is not going to be giving up that much that San Jose was able to generate last night. So I do think this matchup really lends itself to an under, especially with the Sharks playing on this back-to-back here. They, that late come back and win, like bit of a letdown spot. I know it's kind of narrative-y, and it is, the NHL. This isn't like college football where you beat some ranked team and you're going to come back and have a letdown the next week. But like there is something to that where they're traveling now back from that game. And this is also their 8th game in 13 days. Like fatigue starts to set in at one point. This should be a game where the Kings can have a really comfortable time and just sort of slow the tempo completely like they will want to do. No need to push things here and just kind of get in, get out with the points. So this is, I'm gonna lock it in for a half a unit right now because I do want to kind of see who's going to start for the Kings for sure. And I don't necessarily trust the Sharks goaltending situation here with probably Vanacek going in, but yeah, I'll lock it in for a half unit. And we'll see. Maybe I'll add myself later in the day, but for now, that's it.
Under 6 minus 102. Good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Half unit on that. We'll add for Moretto. So Money, do you have any thoughts on this final game of the night?
Yeah, that was good. That was quite a comeback by the Sharks last night. I mean, this is I'm obviously not going to bet this on the Kings right now, and the Sharks probably not want to get involved there. So I do agree with Alex's look here. I'm just not there on either the side or the total in this game. So we will pass.
Okay, passing there. Let's get to our goal score parlay, I guess, here, guys. We got, for our best bets, just quickly to recap, by the way, for people want to keep track. Wild moneyline minus 111, Habs moneyline plus 150, Habs Kraken over 6 minus 109, Ducks Islanders under 6 minus 120, Blues Sens under 6.5 minus 120, Flyers Bruins under 6 minus 103, and King Sharks under 6 minus 102, half unit in that one. Moretto, this is ultimate Undertaker day. The funniest one is that you went over in the Habs game. Like it's just like under, over Habs game. And Habs money line there. Obviously makes sense based on the way both of you guys broke that down, but regardless, pretty funny. Let's go. Anytime goal scores. Let's start here. Jordan. Oh, wait. Jason Zucker plus 370. That's from last night. Yeah, that's my bad. Yeah, we passed on that, and of course he scores. I saw also, I think it was Charles bringing up not taking Aho and taking Jarvis was a dagger. Yeah, no, that seems to be the trend here with this anytime goal
Yes.
score parlay.
Again, if you've been following, you probably would have bet Zucker and Aho last night and parlayed them because you know once we turn them down, they were both going to score. So kind of on you if you didn't, right?
Yeah, at that point, you just got to start taking the ones we don't. Okay, Jordan here. Leo Carlson plus 370. Where are you guys at on this? You guys got any thoughts? I should have asked you guys just right off the top if you had any yourself. Leo Carlson 370 is
I'm going to
best
say
in
no
market.
on Carlson because we got Niles under, and Niles are huge faves. Gonna say no on that one, which means congrats on the goal, Jordan.
Yeah,
congrats on Leo's goal.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Leo Carlson. No. We have Brian Tim Stutzla anytime goal plus 185. What do we got here? 185.
Another under game.
There's much better out there as well on this number. If you wanted to bet Stutzla. 180 on FanDuel right now. There's like 230s and stuff out there.
What's the price on a Stutzla dive?
Minus $1 billion.
That's tough for me to get behind.
And we have an under, so let's say no. We got a lot of goal scorers, so we can be, I think, a bit more selective today.
Okay,
also, I
fine.
think, before we go to the next one, I see this comment. I missed your recap. I don't know what. But yes, Joshua, we are both on Flyers.
Yeah, I said that.
Under.
Yeah, I said that.
I was
Flyers,
I missed
Bruins,
it. I
under
just
6,
wanted
minus
to
103.
confirm with him there. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. I'm like 99% sure I said it, but if not, then good call, good catch. But yeah, it's in there. Charles, Marco Rossi, anytime goal plus 320.
I'd be down for that.
Marco Rossi, 320.
Yeah,
Best price as well. Okay. Marco Rossi is in. There was a lot of Rossi suggestion in the chat as well. Like this was the only one that was sent as a goal, but a lot of people, Charles included, sending stuff about points and assists and shots on goal for Rossi tonight. So who knows? Maybe it's the Marco Rossi game considering.
And he's playing first line, right? He's playing top line here.
See? There you go.
Yeah, he's playing first line with Kaprizov and Zuccarello. So
okay, so Rossi is in. That is the first one. PLD plus 360, Jordan says.
Ooh.
here.
I mean,
Dubois, that is definitely not the best price in market at FanDuel either.
No.
The old FanDuel shade towards Dubois. And I feel like Jordan just keeps throwing him in there. We're just like, nope.
I know.
But
basically just parlay everything we said no to for Jordan.
Yeah.
You know, I don't hate it, right? He is
he's playing well.
He's playing well. He's playing top 6. He's playing top I'm pretty sure he's the first unit on the power play.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm actually okay with it. And like I'm looking at his shooting percentage here as well. He's still generating offense himself, right? Is he driving?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm down for a little Dubois.
Yeah, I think I like that.
The other one that was sent in this game was from Albert, Brad.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Brian, Kevin Fiala plus 170. There we go. What's number? Fiala. We have plus 165 as of right now. There's
like plus 180s and plus 190s everywhere else.
Yeah.
Plus almost 200. So I'm gonna say no because of that.
Yeah, I can't get there on him.
Okay. Colts, Riker Evans, anytime goal plus or 13-1 there. Plus 1300.
I mean, I do have the over in that game, but I also have the Habs, so like
oh my god.
It's a big number. It's 1200 now, not 13-1.
Yeah, yeah, it did move. I'm
He
curious,
lied. I think
just
he just lied about the
separately,
line.
where is he playing in this lineup right now?
What's like the thought process there? I'm more interested in that.
First pairing D. He's on the second power play unit, I guess. I'm gonna assume it's just a number thing, but yeah,
I'm out.
that's where he's at. Out.
Yeah, yeah, I can't get
Uh
there.
Slif
I would need 50 to 1, I think, on Riker Evans.
I'm just reading the chat here. Slavkovsky
Oh, geez.
I think he meant
plus
Coxky.
350.
I think he meant Coxky. It's okay.
Uh
He's back. Honestly, I don't love Doc has looked really good with Suzuki and Caulfield, and I think they really want to keep Doc going because he had a slow start to the season coming back from that torn ACL. They want to get him back up to game speed, and he's found some real chemistry with Suzuki and Caulfield. He's got like 4 points in a few games now being on that line. So looks like he's going to stay on that line tonight, and Slavkovsky is going to play with Newhook and Armia on line 2 for now. So because of that, Slavkovsky will get back on power play 1, but I think I will pass on this one just because of the fact that he's going to be playing on that second line now.
okay,
Yeah,
well, we only got 2 here. And we've gone through everything in the chat that I saw go by. So we're gonna need some from us here.
a little too stagey. Maybe we got to revisit some of these then.
I mean, like Leo Carlson, Stutzla, those were thrown in. There was the Riker Evans. So, Money, do you have any that your numbers are showing any value on here to throw in tonight, or anyone you like?
just going through right now. Konechny already scored, so he's off my list right now. I was getting him to score there, but yeah, nothing right now. I'm pretty much stumped as well.
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to see what we got here if we can add anything here.
Yeah, Jordan's right? Like it's tough when like we have these like underlooks.
So many unders. We do need
you
one
want
in
to go
that
like
half game,
Elias
though.
Lindholm, no goal?
Okay, settle down.
It's best price. Sure,
I think we need someone on the
using
Kings
Pro
as well,
Tool.
bro.
Someone on the Kings.
Sam really wants Fiala, so let's
All right,
do
okay, let's go.
it. Let's
Yeah,
do
Okay,
okay,
fine.
let's go.
Fiala
Said it a few
in.
times. Let's put
Yeah.
Fiala in there.
Yeah, let's go Fiala.
Okay, that's 3. Anyone else you want to add to make one more, or that's it?
Let me just get Kirby Doc plus 340. That's now that he's staying on that first line. Best price in the market at FanDuel. Everywhere else
Done.
is like kind of plus 300.
Done. He's in.
Got an over there.
Plus 340. There you go. There's the 4. Simple as that. Easy game, really. 4 of them in, and this will get us at.
I don't want to jinx it, Charles. He's at 8 goals in 8 games. I know he's plus 185 on FanDuel, but I feel like by saying no to Caulfield tonight, we'll keep that goal scoring streak going.
There you go. So PLD, Marco Rossi, Kevin Fiala, Kirby Doc. $10 wins you 2,200. Tonight's the night. Tonight is the night, boys. That's our anytime goal scorer parlay. As for our best bets for tonight's games, what we've got: Wilds minus 111, the Habs money line plus 150, Habs Kraken over 6 minus 109, the Isles Ducks under 6 minus 120, Blues Sens under 6.5 minus 120, Flyers Bruins under 6 minus 103, and finally Kings Sharks under 6 minus 102. Those are our best bets for tonight's games. Thank you all to those of you who watched here today. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and then as well, right after this, go to Circles Off. Circle Back, episode 4 is out now. Rob, Jeff Feinberg, as always, and Isaac Rose Berman in studio helping us break down some crypto scams, Dub Club, GRP's secret formula, and a whole lot more. You're going to want to head on over there. Check that out right after this show. Thank you so much to everyone who watched here today. Appreciate it as always. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time for more picks and previews. Enjoy the games tonight. Good luck on your bets.